Bible Kids.
When Adam and Eve left the garden, the world seemed immense and silent, but God was still with them. In that new beginning, Eve gave birth to her first son. "I will call him Cain," she said, "for with the help of the Lord I have given life." Some time later, Abel was born, smaller, but with a heart full of light. Cain grew strong, working the land with determined hands. Abel tended sheep, loved the quiet of the countryside, and spoke to God in the meadows. The two were different, but both knew one truth. Everything they had came from the Lord. And although they played together and laughed in the fields, deep inside, their hearts began to beat in different ways. Because God's love always seeks the heart, but the heart must choose how to respond. The sun was just rising when Cain and Abel approached the altar. It was time to give thanks to God. It was not just a gesture, it was something sacred. Cain prepared his offering: mature fruits, golden ears of grain, neatly arranged leaves. All from his labor, all from the land. Abel carefully chose the best of his flock, the healthiest lamb, the first that had been born, soft as a cloud and without any blemish. Both placed their offerings on the altar. Then the fire from heaven descended. The flames surrounded Abel's altar. His offering burned brightly, and the smoke rose straight to heaven. But Cain's altar remained silent. There was no fire. There was no response. Cain lowered his gaze. His hands clenched into fists. His heart filled with questions, and with anger. Why didn't God accept his offering? Hadn't he worked hard? Hadn't he brought good things? But God didn't just look at the fruits. God looked at the heart. Cain's face darkened like a moonless sky. He no longer heard the birds. Nor did he look at Abel. He only felt rage burning inside. And then, God spoke to him. "Why are you so angry, Cain? Why have you lowered your head?" Cain didn't respond. His pride spoke louder than his voice. But God's voice was soft and clear. "If you do what is good, you will be accepted. But if you do not do what is good, sin is at the door. It desires to dominate you, but you must master it." It was a warning, and also an opportunity. Cain had the power to choose. He could cleanse his heart, or let sin enter. And while Abel joyfully worshipped God, Cain was silent, colder, more alone. In the field, the sheep bleated. But in Cain's heart, something dark began to grow. One clear morning, when the wind danced among the leaves, Cain approached his brother with a smile that didn't reach his heart. "Come, Abel, let's go out to the field." Abel followed him without fear. The field was their favorite place. There they laughed, ran, talked about God. But that day, the air was not the same. The silence was thick. The birds did not sing. And Cain did not say a word. Then it happened. From the darkest part of his soul, Cain raised his hand against his brother. And Abel fell, like a whisper that fades away. The earth trembled. The first crime of humanity had been committed by a brother. The flowers no longer swayed. The sky remained silent. And Abel's blood cried out from the ground. Cain was left alone in the field. He looked at his hands. He looked at the ground. But he did not want to look at the sky. Then God called him, "Cain, where is your brother Abel?" Cain replied harshly, "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" But God, who sees the hidden, spoke to him with sorrow. "What have you done? The blood of your brother cries out to me from the ground." Cain looked down. He could no longer flee. He had disobeyed, and had wounded God. God looked at Cain with justice and sadness. "Now you will be cursed over the earth. When you work it, it will not give you fruit. You will be a wanderer, a vagabond, far from home." Cain trembled. "My punishment is too much. Anyone who sees me will want to kill me." But even in his judgment, God showed mercy. "It will not be so. I will put a mark on you, so that no one will take your life." And so, marked by God, Cain went away. not by the path of Eden, but by the path of pain and consequence. Cain walked alone through dry lands. With each step, he heard the echo of his choice. A voice that said, "You could have chosen well. You could have mastered your anger. You could have loved." But he chose otherwise. Meanwhile, in the heavens, God did not forget justice. And in the hearts of Adam and Eve, an open wound kept hurting, because losing a child, and losing another due to his mistake, is the deepest pain. Time passed like wind through sad trees. Eve cried many nights. Adam looked at the stars in silence. But God, in his goodness, did not leave them alone. He gave them another son. His name was Seth. Eve said with hope, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed." And with Seth, a new line began, a generation that would again invoke the name of the Lord. The story of Cain and Abel is not just about the past. Every day, every child, every heart continues to choose. Will I hold a grudge, or forgive? Will I do what is right, or let sin in? Cain chose wrong. But you can choose differently. God continues to look at the heart, and continues to speak with love. Even though Cain failed, God did not stop speaking. Even though Abel died, his faith still speaks. And even though the sin was great, God's love was even greater. For from the beginning until now, God has sought hearts that will listen to him, and he chooses those who choose to love.
Don't forget to support us with a like.